call it cockiness. Some would call it being a diva. But when you're good, it's not bragging. An elite wide receivers and the confidence they exude often permeates an entire team, and we're going to see a couple of examples of that in this one. Welcome to Husky Stadium, home of the Washington Huskies. As we'll see the national champions from last year, the Ohio State Buckeyes, taking on another team from the Big Ten, the Washington Huskies. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. And guys, let's get this thing started. Washington likely to try to boot it deep to get things started. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. So Ohio State's offense will go on the attack first. And we've been really eager to see this matchup. This quarterback against an elite defense. Jesse, what does a quarterback have to keep in mind when you face a group like this?
Well, he's just going to have to be dialed in. He's had a lot of success this year so far. This is a different animal than this defense he's playing. He's
a lot of space. Nice pickup on the ground there, and they'll move the sticks with the first down. The Buckeyes, really the entire state, they pride themselves on toughness. Establishing the ability to run the ball when they want to has always been important here.
Part of that Midwest life.
Picked off, and the opening drive is stuck with an interception. Couldn't find a ton of room on that return, but that small change, they take over at the 43. Off the play fake on first down. Got him downfield. Wide open on the right. Touchdown, Huskies. He broke away from the defense, and they couldn't catch him.
The quarterback does a great job with his decision-making. He found the matchup he wanted one-on-one. His tight end's able to stretch the field. He makes the catch, and he does the rest of the work himself, running it into the end zone.
And he's got the extra point, and it's 7-0 to start this one. Bringing it out. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Finding themselves down 7-0. They'd love to get a drive going here. Back to throw. It's Sayin. Makes the grab. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. Good job by the receiver there, not to run into coverage, but to find a spot that the quarterback could throw him the ball.
Yeah, on those types of routes, Reese, they say if you're looking, you're booking. So if that's man coverage, the receiver's staring at the quarterback all the way across the field. That time, the receiver didn't give the quarterback his eyes, so they were on the same page. They both knew it was zone, and they executed that perfectly.
They didn't handle the rigors of a Big Ten schedule very well a season ago, and hoping that they've learned some lessons they can use this year.
I think the coaching staff also thinks, Reese, that they're a more mature team. They have better leadership in the locker room, and David, they're hoping that that's going to show up week in, week out, in what's going to be a brutal Big Ten schedule.
Brutal, and listen, you're hoping also they got something in their neck, right? Like, you're hoping they want some payback, right? Because that should have left a really bad taste in your mouth a year ago, and you should be ready to get that out, and you should be ready to extract some revenge. So let's see if this team comes out with a chip on their shoulder.
They'll get it to the 48. No need to measure. It's a first down. The Buckeyes have their offense in high gear. They'll try the run. Oh, he's getting ahead of steam. Gets it all the way down to the 39-yard line. It'll be a first down.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big game.
Unloads to the wideout. Complete to the right. He's finally stopped and brought down at the 15.
And this offense is just so dynamic because they've got playmakers at all the skill positions, right? We just saw a big play in the running game. Now we see one in the passing game. There's not one dude that you can key on here if you're on defense to try and slow them down.
And this one will be stopped for no gain. It'll be second down, and remember, they can pick without scoring. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Grab behind the line. It's Peoples. Touchdown, Buckeyes! Made the grab and took it on in for the score. Setting up for the extra point and the tie.
Really nice job by the quarterback getting through his progression. He wanted to throw that football down the field, but nobody was open. He never forgot about this running back, running the swing route, spitting it out to the perimeter, and letting him do the rest for a touchdown.
He'll bring it back looking for help. The coverage team maintains his discipline, not much doing on that return. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. Those two failed to make the connection. It's an incomplete pass. Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. Williams looking for a man. And the pass is incomplete. Jarred loose by the hit.
Not many receivers like to get hit. They just don't, okay? They're prima donnas. That's what they are. That's who they are. Nice job by the defender. You could tell he was catching the football. He was going to put a hit on him to make sure he had to think about something later, and you could...
Picked off. What a play to set him up. Good gain on the return, and this defense has set them up with a big play.
Tell you what, when you come out of your own end zone, you know, in the shadow of your own end zone, a lot of bad things can happen. You want to get a few first downs, get some space, so if you punt after that point, you can pin them a little bit deep. This is the exact opposite of what happened. Now you set them up in beautiful scoring field position already. Really bad play by the offense.
Looks as if they didn't get it off in time. It'll be a delay of game. The quarterback just lost track of the play clock, didn't get the snap off quickly enough. Let's send the tight end in motion. Out of the gun, the inside handoff to the running back. And they swarm him under. Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone. Is still some ground to cover to pick up that 1st down. Looking to fire. And he got smacked just as he released the pass. It's incomplete.
They just have not been able to get this guy going. They've thrown it to him over and over again here in the 1st quarter. And QB and him just not able to link up. The defense knew that was where this guy was going to be looking. But these two, they've got to find a way to get on the same page.
Yeah, that's a really good job by the defense, because when you get in that 3rd and medium area, listen, you got to be worried about the run and the pass. Did a good job playing both, got it stopped, now forcing a 4th down.
And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State.
And I tell you what, Reese, I'm not picking a team unless I got a guy that can do something like this at the quarterback spot. I need an athlete. I need a little bit of mobility. It just dictates too much to the defense. QB runs in for 6.
And the PAT gives them a 14-7 lead. Coming out with it, it's Washington. That gamble did not pay off as they bring him down at the 12-yard line. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. This feels like one of those games you might have to answer every score, already down 14-7. Off play action on 1st down. And it was worth the gamble, but the long pass is in.
And as an offense, you want to stay aggressive. You want to keep calling these downfield shots. I know you didn't complete that one, but you want to send a clear message. You're trying to take the top off this defense. You keep calling downfield shots, you soften up the coverage, you get those safeties playing deep. That's going to open up your running game later on.
You make up the game plan and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Williams will pass. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. Picked off, and they ruin an early drive with the turnover. And after making the interception, he takes it inside the 40.
This is obviously not a great start for this quarterback here. 2 interceptions already in this game. He's got to do a much better job with his decision-making.
Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. The early scripts have worked trying to add to this 14-7 lead. Pulls it and fires to the left. He'll pick up a few before going out of bounds at the 34.
Nice completion here to this wide receiver, and you're going to see this receiver line up in different spots all over the field all game long. Defense has got to keep their eye on where this guy is because they know he's a big part of this offense's success.
Fires to the wideout. It's caught downfield. Inside the 20-yard line. Pushed out at the 18, and they're in business.
When you're going to run a comeback route, you've got to sell like you're going deep, and that was a great job there by the receiver, really making that corner think he was running deep down the field. So we got the corner to turn his hips, turn his shoulders, and then the receiver was able to just pivot around to make it an easy pass and catch.
Looking to throw on 1st down. Got it behind the line. It's Peoples. And they pick up just a few on that completion.
And that's kind of a lot of today's running game, right? Spit the ball out quick, get it to your playmakers in space, get positive yards. It's instead of running the ball a couple yards up the middle, now you just spit it out wide, and a lot of times if you break a few tackles, it could be even bigger.
Touchdown, Buckeyes! Made the grab and then did the rest himself, and they put points on the board.
Really nice job working the route and getting himself open. He was able to locate the football, snag it out of the air, and this guy now has 5 receiving touchdowns on the year.
And with the extra point, they push the lead out a little further. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Guys, you can make a good case. This is the game of the week in the Big 12. Iowa State is in front. They've controlled the line of scrimmage to this point, but you take a look at the scoreboard and you see we have ourselves a close game. They're up by 7 over Arizona. We'll keep you updated as this one goes forward, as this could shake up the Big 12 race significantly.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Rumbles ahead for a pickup of 5 to the 29.
Really nice play call by the offense, too. Obviously, your quarterback's thrown picks on his last 2 drives, so you have to settle him down. And the best way to settle down a quarterback is to get the running game going. Put it on the big fellas up front. Put it on your backs. That's a really nice run, and that should help settle the QB down a bit.
Looking for that 1st down on 3rd and short from the 28. Williams looking for a man. He hurls one deep down the left side. And trying to put points on the board on 3rd down. Now they're staring at 4th down. Washington sends out the punt team. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. Fields the punt and looking for daylight. Really explosive when he gets his hands on the ball, and he found a couple of crevices and made a nice game before being run out of bounds. First snap of this drive comes from their own 44. Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. And you can see the offense just feeling itself. They've got it down to the 21. As they get set to snap it, time winding down here in the quarter. There he goes. And after the tackle, we are headed to the end of the 1st quarter. Well, guys, Ohio State has the lead here. And they jumped out to that edge early. As we wrap up the 1st, let's take a quick look at our game stats. Just about ready to get things started here in the 2nd. We'll see if they continue to flex that muscle. First play of the period will be a second down. Using his legs, it's Peoples. He almost punched it in for 6. They'll get him down at the 1-yard line.
You got to be impressed by what you've seen by this offense so far in this game. In the first half, they've got a nice lead, and they've been able to do it with explosive plays, but they've also been able to do it with efficiency and getting first downs and staying on the field. You saw another great example right there running the...
And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Ohio State. How efficient have they been as they extend this lead here in Week 5?
This is like having an extra running back in your backfield. This quarterback is magic. When he decides to keep the football, he can make people look absolutely silly. He shows you on that play.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. There's still plenty of time, but you see that 21-point deficit, and there is a sense of urgency now. Nice move, creates some space. And he runs through one tackle and picks up a few. The margin for error is so small in this conference, it's really imperative to get off to a good start in Big Ten play.
Especially, Reese, since you're adding so much talent now to this conference. But yeah, year in and year out, you know the mainstays in this conference, but there's always some surprises, and I'll be interested to see how everybody starts off this season. Listen, this is your first opportunity, Palmer, in conference play, in a major conference, obviously in the Big Ten, to make your first statement.
And it's going to be taxing all season long for these players. Physically, obviously, and you expect that in the Big Ten Conference. But now adding all those West Coast teams, these guys are going to be flying back and forth across the country a lot this year. They have to get off to a fast start today. That's what makes this game so critical.
Washington has it and a fresh set of downs. Williams will pass. And the physical play there forces the incompletion on first down.
And with that incompletion, man, this crowd, I don't know that they are really happy about what's going on. I mean, they already built a deficit, and they don't have a lot to cheer about. They got to get some kind of rhythm, something going on this offense to ignite this fan base.
Catch in the middle, it's Boston. And he's brought down after a nice game. Man, this sophomore quarterback unleashed a cannon on that one. Gonna look downfield again. Throws to the wideout. A strike downfield. And he motors into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. If this quarterback gets through his progression, David, he hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running, I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy, the connection between quarterback, wide receiver. You can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
And he'll return it and try to get behind his blockers. He just about popped that one for a long one, but as it is, he gives his team a lot of momentum with a solid return. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute, David.
He's loose. Lots of running room. He'll be forced out of bounds. Big pickup on the play, and they'll mark him down at the 28.
Well, this guy's a weapon, throwing it and running it, and you know he's going to try to hurt this defense with his legs.
It puts so much stress on the defensive line to chase him, and the fact that unleashes one deep. Go to the end zone. It's picked off. Lowers that shoulder, delivers the blow. Stopped at the 12-yard line, and he wanted that pick six. He'll have to settle for setting up his offense. They'll try to put a drive together, starting from their own 12. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Got his man downfield. And he'll have to check his feelings after that lick, but he did get the first down. Lining up from the 34 on first down. Williams looking for a man. Unloads to the wideout. Wide open downfield. Speeding down the left side. Slippery slide. Find his way and ran away from the crowd into the end zone. Touchdown, Husky.
And it's now the second time this wide receiver has scored. Another outstanding job with the route. Great job securing the catch.
And he takes this from inside the 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Boy, they had that last drive moving a little bit, David, but then the mistake just crushed them.
Yeah, and those mistakes are going to happen. You're going to throw the football, you're going to throw interceptions. But I think I stay aggressive with this offense. I get back to what I did in the first part of that drive that made me successful.
I agree, David. Just turn the page if you're a quarterback, right? On this drive, you did a lot of good things there leading up to that pick. Forget about it, move on, play the next play.
Quickly to the tight end. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker.
It's so important that this offense is able to stay on schedule. And what that means is keeping third downs manageable. That last completion to the tight end accomplished just that. Really nice play call. And they may have caught the defense napping there a little bit, David, maybe expecting pass on that third down, but because of the back's effort now, fresh set of downs.
And it's so nice to have a guy that you can give the football on these third down situations and feel confident.
Intercepted. A first half turnover can swing momentum. And they capitalize not only on the pick, but the great return to give the offense tremendous field position. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. Williams will pass. Hauls it in. And good coverage by the defense, just a short gain.
Nice job by the wide receiver getting open on that slant route against man coverage. He fakes like he's going to the outside. He's able to create some separation, cross his face, and then secures the catch.
With jet sweep pass. Right there to stop him, and that'll be a loss of 3. They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this third and long. Down to 2 minutes to play in the half, and the referee's signal for the 2-minute timeout. They're close enough for a makeable field goal from the 26, but they'd love to convert this third and long. From the gun, wants to pass. The throw to the outside is complete. Got enough to move the sticks. First down from the 17.
Well, look, that wasn't a touchdown. That was a massive play for this offense. They needed some momentum. They needed to find a rhythm, and what better way than converting on third down. Awesome job by the quarterback.
Touchdown, Huskies! Made the grab in the end zone for the score.
Defenses at some point are going to have to figure out how to slow this guy down because he already has 3 receiving touchdowns. We're only 4 games into the season. Nobody has an answer for this guy.
And they did tack on the extra point, by the way, knocked it right down the middle. On the move from inside his 5. Able to find enough room to get it out across the 25. He's brought down at the 26. Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They take over late in the half, enough time to put together a drive. That last drive ended with an interception, and this time it's paramount they take care of the ball. Going for the big play. And here's the 3rd interception of the night. Nice pickup on the return, but more important, they got the takeaway, and now they're in business. Great place to start for this offense. Caught in the backfield at screen. At the 20, he's got space. Gets out of bounds after the big game, but they've got it first and goal.
Man, this quarterback is having a first half. He's over 200 yards already, heating up, setting up. Dude, this dude might break his career high in passing. I don't know what it is. Somebody get stats for him.
A first down run in the red zone. Looking for the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Excellent pass by the back on the option.
what you want from your offense. Man, late in the half, you want to execute and then punch it in physically on the ground, take the lead going into the half, take all the momentum. Nice execution on the drive by that offense.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. The returner will field it and bring it back. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. Well, the good news about this drive, Jesse, it can't go worse than last time through a pick on the first play.
No, it certainly can't. I think one good way, David, to help your quarterback turn the page is just find him an easy completion here and let him get back into a rhythm.
Yeah, or find him an easy handoff. Just hand the football off, maybe get the ground game going, maybe jumpstart this offense a little bit.
Well, will they dial up on second and a long way to go? Gets the back moving. Looking to throw, it's Sayin. He fires one deep over the middle. He's got it. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped. And now a chance to pull even. First and goal as we get late in the first half. Going to try to pop one on the screen. Moving toward the end zone. And fumble! And the fumble is going to go out of bounds, and the offense will maintain possession.
I tell you what, you feel really fortunate if you're on offense. That's one of those where it takes 13 seconds for that ball to roll out of bounds. You're just trying to make that thing. You're trying to blow it out of bounds. Make sure you don't turn the football over. In such a good position to go take the lead. Fortunate bounce that they could go out of bounds.
It's complete to the left. He's not going to make it. What a job by this defense to stop him in his tracks. Referee signals timeout. It's the defense wanting to make sure that they have everything just right with a big play coming. 4th and goal from the 3. Let's see what this offense can dial up from here. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Buckeyes!
Man, that's frustrating as a defense because you got to stop the run. There's a good chance they're running the football here in this situation, trying to punch it in the end zone. You're trying to go to the half with a little bit of momentum. This defense just couldn't make the play to get off the field.
And they tacked on the extra point. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. On the run from inside his own 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. This drive will start from the 19-yard line. These two defenses have had their heads spinning here in the first half, and now we might even see a little more scoring with this drive.
It's going back and forth. This is like two heavyweights just trading blows, David. What does this defense got to do to get a stop here?
I tell you what, man, when you're giving up points like this and you've got no momentum, you've got to find somebody that can make a play to create something. And listen, if they're scoring anyways, let's be aggressive. Let's blitz more. Let's make sure we're making them feel discomfort in some way, shape, or form.
They'll come out and take a knee, and that should send us to halftime. Timeout called here by the defense. It's their first of the half. The Huskies will be forced to boot it away. Second time today they've been forced to punt. He'll be brought down, and that's the final play of the half. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update.
Guys, who's had a better seat there in Seattle for an interesting first half than you? And it's clear, the aerial attacks of both teams have been relentless. They've been burning each of these secondaries like toast. Just an assault on the defensive game plans, if there even were defensive game plans. Gotta think, fellas, based on the first 2 quarters, we're going to see every route in the route tree again in this second half.
The Buckeyes will boot it away to start the second half. Here he comes from inside his own 5. Good job by the coverage unit to put a stop to that return. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. They'll open the second half with a run. Hard running there. And he fights his way forward, gets away from one, but not much doing on that one.
And not much running room. He had to break a tackle and still break another tackle to try to get back to the line of scrimmage. Not good blocking on the play.
But that's what coaches always emphasize, too. Never assume a teammate's going to make the tackle. You run to the ball, and they did it there.
100%.
He lobs one high down the left side. Pulls it in down the sideline. Oh, there were a few steps there. Thinking touchdown, but they finally get him down after the big pickup at the 25. And that one is why offenses are hungry for big, big plays. They've got it 1st and 10, threatening inside the 30. Pulls it in, it's Coleman. Now the connection takes it to the 11.
The offense really struggled in the first half of this game, so it was important coming out of halftime. They were able to generate some momentum and get some rhythm offensively. And right now they look like they have it on this drive. Great news to see the quarterback make that last throw there to pick up the first down. They need him to play great in the second half.
Stopping the run is very high on every defensive coordinator's list. Making the team one-dimensional. Nice job stuffing the run on that play right there.
He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score.
And I think after that play there, you're seeing how this offense is staying committed to having some balance. They've had so much success early in this game throwing the football, right? They've been lighting the scoreboard up through the air, but they also want to keep the defense on their heels, so you continue to run the football. Even if you're not breaking off 60-yard TD runs, you got to have that balance.
They'll try to put 3 on the board as the field goal unit comes on. Splits the uprights. Good. And with that field goal, they now have the lead. After putting up a 3-spot, the kickoff unit set to go.
And you want a touchdown and you want to be aggressive, but man, right down the middle, that obviously gives me some confidence down the road that I can trust this guy.
Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. Okay, here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. They'll put this one in play first snap of the drive from the 25. Fires to the wideout. He's got it. He goes out of bounds, maybe a step shy of the 40. They're going to mark it at the 39, and a really nice pickup there. Big play to start this drive. Now they'll snap it from the 39. Caught in the backfield. It's Smith. There to make the tackle, but the big throw is good enough to give them a first down.
He's been a matchup problem all season long. Defenses just don't know how to solve the puzzle. And with that last catch, over 500 yards receiving now on the year for him.
Looking for a man. It's St. Clair. Throws toward the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State. And that one will give them the lead.
And this quarterback really does a great job of seeing the defense and seeing what kind of coverage they're in. And I think when this offense goes empty and they spread the defense out, it just makes it so much more simple for the QB to see what the defense is doing pre-snap and then post-snap. You could tell he's playing in a great rhythm right now because he's seeing the field, and these empty sets are really helping him out.
And the extra point is good, and it's a 4-point lead. Let's go to the studio now and check in with Kevin Connors. Kevin, what do you got?
Interesting matchup this week in the Mountain West, and it sure is playing out that way. Air Force is down, but they are not out of it. Not there in Colorado Springs, one of the more enjoyable places to watch a game in all of college football. It's just a field goal game. They're trailing by 3 to Hawaii.
Looking for a crease. It's Coleman.
The moment something changes in this Mountain West fight, you will hear about it here. Back to you guys.
Thanks for the update on that one. Kevin, let us know when it goes final. After picking up a couple, it's 2nd and 8. They'll run play action. Caught behind the line. It's Coleman. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He'll get rid And he throws another interception, his third of the night. And they'll get him down after a solid return.
And that's a frustrating play right there. Like, the protection was really, really good. Jesse, quarterback holds on to the football, has time, and then makes a critical mistake over the middle of the field.
And he's just staring his guy down for way too long. There was the defender that had a beat on him from the get-go, and he makes him pay. That's a mistake you don't expect to see the quarterback make.
Sends it back in motion. To the air, it's St. Clair. Floats it out in space. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play.
I like the play call on offense. I like you trying to get the running back involved in the pass game, too. Defense was ready for that one. Let's see what you got dialed up on third.
Can you even imagine trying to operate in the midst of this purple rain on third down? Grabbed over the middle. It's Graham. This freshman quarterback is slinging it out there to pick up that first down. This offense in scoring position with a fresh set of downs. Keeping it on the ground on first and goal. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Buckeyes! The offense flexes its muscle a bit and widens the gap.
Take a little exhale. You know, you did your job. You got points. Now you put your defense in a position where, hey, go out and get another stop. We're in great shape, so the offense definitely taking care of their business.
Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. And good work by the coverage team to knock down the return man. The Huskies have it back, trying to make this defense bow down to Washington. This drive will commence from their own 11-yard line. Threw a pick the last time they had it. They'll try to be more productive this time around. Quick step and go. A little more space. Open up that playbook even more as they pick up the first down out to the 30. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. He's got it for a big play. Defense makes a stop, but the chains move, and it's first and goal from the 8. New center downs right on the doorstep for this offense. They'll dial up the run on first and goal. Trying to move the pile into the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 2. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. They've moved it forward to the 2. Now it's second and goal. And the pressure gets him back at the 8-yard line.
I think we need to see more creativity in the route running. We need some slants. We need some out-breaking routes. You're expecting man coverage down this area of the field, so you've got to do something to create separation.
On third and goal, they'll throw it. Into the end zone. Can't make the grab as he was looking for his man right at the goal line. And here comes the field goal unit for the second time tonight. And he's already put one 3 spot on the board. He'll try another one from 25 yards out. It's good, and that was dead solid perfect. So after putting 3 on the board, the kickoff team is out there ready to put it away.
Man, so many more times we're going to say, go for it, be aggressive. Nice to have a guy you can depend on, and you know you're putting 3 on the board. Nice kick, nice job.
Here comes the Ohio State offense onto the field. Last drive went for 6. We'll see if they can do it again. So they start this drive from inside their own 20 at the 19-yard line. And he was able to get away from one tackle, but plenty of help was on the way. Decent pickup on that play.
I'd love to see this on offense. Early in drives, getting that kind of yardage keeps you ahead of the chains.
Back to pass, it's St. Clair. The screen, and watch out. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
They're trying to throw the screen out to the receiver. The defense, though, having none of that. They are just too physical. They're too fast, and they force a negative play.
And the Buckeyes are at the line looking to convert on third and short. On the move. They bring him down, but not before he's able to pick up the first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. The give to the lone running back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And that's exactly what you want to do as a defense, man. You want to get penetration and not let that tank get downhill. Because when he gets downhill at that weight and that size, it could be a problem for your defense. Get him before he gets started.
These two quarterbacks have produced as we check out their numbers after 3. So the final period starts with a second down play. Just feeds the running back. Stuffed on back-to-back plays. He got nothing, and now they're looking at 3rd and long. Trying to pick up a first down. Quarterback quick pass to the receiver. Out of the crowd, and now he's got room. And he's to the 48-yard line. That'll be good enough for a first down.
And that's a first down for the offense.
The Buckeyes look to keep this drive humming. He'll do it himself. Oh, he's got some space. Ripping through the defense. And there they go again with another huge gain on the ground. He's finally run out of bounds. The Buckeyes, after ripping off that huge run, let's see if they can do it again. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. They're dealing with a second and long. Looking for room. It's Donaldson. Got it into the red zone, dragged down at the 18-yard line.
And if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Just keep running the football. Everything is going according to plan right now. They've been able to stay on the field. They put some nice plays together back to back to back, and they're bleeding the clock. This is exactly what you practice for situations like this. Just keep doing what you're doing.
They'll give it to him again. We've seen a ton of this tonight. They just keep giving him the ball, and he keeps running into brick walls. Not much running room again. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. He'll pull it on the read. And he is just engulfed at the line by this giant defensive tackle.
Really nice job by the defense playing responsibility football, making sure the quarterback couldn't make any of his reads, making sure the picture is not clear, getting downhill, getting the quarterback on the ground.
Oh, the ball popped out. That's a way to mess up a drive. And he was able to get back on top of his own fumble. Well, after the quarterback put the ball on the deck, he went into damage control mode and was able to get back on top of it.
Yeah, he's really lucky.
Touchdown, Ohio State! And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house. They extend this lead, and it looks as if they are going to make it 2 wins in a row.
And, man, a lot of times late in games, you see offenses, they get very conservative, very predictable, and then they leave it in the hands of their defense. I like this execution, man. The offense continues to do what they do, and they take the 2-score lead in the 4th quarter, everything going in their direction.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. And Washington is ready to go back on the attack. It's always great to get points on a drive, but it would behoove them to try to get a touchdown this time around, Palmer.
They may have to get out of their comfort zone here too, David, a little bit, and just start being more aggressive and take some chances.
And the ball is free on the pitch. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
Well, defenses get excited when they see the quarterback in an empty backfield like that. They know, hey, I'm not going to have to beat a running back or a tight end to get there. If I get to him, I might have an opportunity to knock this thing loose, and that's exactly what happened to the defense.
He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. Going to work in the red zone. They can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. They'll wrestle him down at the 4-yard line after that run.
And this one isn't over because the defense still has 3 timeouts left, but man, that clock is ticking, and they can just run the football up multiple possessions. They're going to need something magical to happen. They're going to need to start stripping at that football, create some turnovers, and get lucky down the stretch.
They've moved it forward to the 2. Now it's 2nd and goal. Touch pass on the jet sweep. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Buckeyes! They extend the lead here in the 4th, and after stumbling early, about to push their record to 3-1. The offense did exactly what it's supposed to do with a start like that one.
When you're set up with that field position, you're thinking touchdowns. You're not thinking field goals. It's exactly what the offense does. Takes advantage of great field position.
He'll start the return inside his 5. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground. Timeout called here by the defense. It's the first one they've used this half. Bunch formation for these receivers. Williams looking for a man. And with the completion out to the sideline, they'll pick up a couple.
This quarterback right now is in a groove, and he's doing a nice job in pre-snap. He's reading the coverage, and he's getting an idea of where he wants to go with the football. That's why the ball's coming out of his hands so quickly. That's why he seems like he's in a great rhythm.
And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10. Washington wants to go quickly.
3rd down coming up.
On 3rd and long, no secret what he needs here. And they couldn't make the connection on the long shot. Washington sends out the punt team.
Number 96 in punt formation to kick it away.
So from his own end zone, the punt is away. Now a fair catch is called for and made just shy of midfield. The Buckeyes roll that offense back out there. This has been exactly the way you draw things up, David. The offense has really been moving the football.
And it's been great execution. They've done exactly what they've wanted to do. Build the lead. Now Palmer's a different animal. Now you got to protect him.
You can tell they were paying attention in practice this week in the film room because they have gone out, everybody right now on the same page.
We've reached the 2-minute timeout, and the clock is definitely on their side. They'll just try to run it out here. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that.
Great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. That's exactly what happened.
Tight end now in motion. They'll run it. They want to take their time here. They've got the play bottled up. Fumble, it's out. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover.
Offensive players, when they got the ball, they're trying to make plays, right? Trying to make you miss. There's nothing better than closing that gap and sticking that head right in that guy's chest and causing a fumble.
Williams will pass. He's moving out of the pocket. How about this sophomore learning when to just do it himself? The offense wastes no time getting the timeout call. With a 1st down, they'll snap it from the 32. Looking downfield on 1st down. Trying to escape and get it himself. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Sprinting to the line to try to get this one off. Clock's running. Back to pass on 2nd down. Slings it downfield. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down. Trying to pick up a 1st down. On 3rd and long, trying to have a big completion here. Got a man. It's Boston. He's stopped right at the 29-yard line, and it'll be 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. A shot toward the end zone. And it's incomplete way downfield, and the defense rises to the occasion. And they take a knee on 4th down, having inflicted enough damage, and that ought to do it.